A state-run economic think tank has published an updated forecast for the South Korean economy this year. Growth, it says, will come in at almost 3%, a slight decline from its last report. It sees interest rates rising to deal with inflation, but consumer spending, according to the report, will be strong now that social distancing is over. Eum Ji-young has the details.
South Korea's state-run economic think tank expects the country's economy to see 2.8% growth this year. The growth forecast that Korea Development Institute published on Wednesday is higher than that of the IMF's 2.5%. It stated that private spending will rise in the coming months with the lifting of social distancing measures. An official said South Korea's private spending is expected to show 3.7% growth in 2022.
Private spending, which has been deeply suppressed due to the distancing measures, will rebound. We'll continue to see a gradual economic recovery led by the service sector.
He added that the Yoon administration's latest supplementary budget will also help raise economic growth by 0.4 percentage points through boosting private spending. However, the KDI's forecast is 0.2 percentage points lower than its earlier projection made in November last year before the impact of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We slashed the outlook from the one made in November because the country's private spending in the first quarter of this year has been worse than expected. Import prices rising due to high commodity prices and hikes in key interest rates both at home and in the US have had a negative impact on economic growth.
Also, with high inflation likely to persist, the KDI says that adequate monetary policy, including raising the key rate, is needed to stabilize soaring consumer prices. The agency expects this year's inflation rate to be at 4.2%, a jump from the 1.7% forecast made last November. KDI also says that export growth is likely to slow to 5.1% in 2022 from 9.9% last year amid a fall in global demand, supply chain disruptions, as well as high fuel and commodity prices. With a slowdown in exports and increased external uncertainties, KDI forecasts the country's economic growth rate to drop to 2.3% in 2023. Eum Ji-young, Arirang News.